Welcome to Retro Lobbying, where the art of poetry and intelligence has survived. Hi everyone. The video you're about to watch I actually recorded a few weeks ago. I just haven't uploaded it because my blood pressure has been very high, and then it's been very low, and then the doctors are trying to stabilize it and whatnot, and I think they found a medication that actually works. So we'll see how that goes, but it's explained all in this video coming up in a minute. And today I'm not feeling too well. Yesterday I was feeling much better, and today is what, the 3rd, May 3rd. So I've been a little bit sick with the virus, that's why. And that's why I haven't been feeling too well, so that's probably affecting my blood pressure. So anyway, everything that occurred in this video happened in April, and I guess enjoy it, and hopefully I'll be back in a few days. I don't know, my health is, it's not going to get better till after I have hernia surgery, and that's not going to happen until in August, and I'll tell you more about that on the next video. So anyway, love you all and enjoy. Hello everyone, and welcome to Retro Lobby Inc. Today. I haven't been doing very many videos lately at all on either one of my channels because I almost had a stroke on the 17th of this month, and which was last Tuesday. And the problem that's causing all this is I have a very large hernia on my stomach, right above my belly button, and it's gotten worse over the years. And I got it by by trying to exercise after not exercising for a very long time, and it ripped it wide open. So ripped my stomach right open. So anyway, I ended up in the emergency room, and I asked the lady today while I took a CAT scan if having a hernia could cause blood pressure problems and this and that. She said yes. So but I think what's really causing it is the hernia is large, and it's not where it's supposed to be, and it's pulling on my stomach, and there's a nerve that goes from your stomach to your heart, and I think it's actually pulling down on that from my stomach. So I haven't felt too well, and they put me on blood pressure medicine and all this kind of crazy stuff. And so anyway, I will try to do more videos on this channel, but it may be, it's gonna be slow going for a while till I start feeling better, which I do. I feel better. My blood pressure is down 130/80 today. So, and I really don't do much vlogging on this channel because really this is just for my writing, and it's for my quotes that I write. It's not really a vlog channel. It's more of a professional channel. So, but if you want to hear the whole story, what happened and all the hospital hoopla and everything, you can always go down to my other channel, Caldera Laps, and you can watch the vlog. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to name that. Hold on. But it will be uploaded probably same time this one's uploaded, so it's probably going to be pretty close together on the upload time if you want to go watch it later. So today on Retro Lobby Inc., what I'm going to do is read another poem for everyone, and from my book Through the Silent Caldera today, and it's called Drenching My Spirit Clean. So I did write this when I did leave my ex-husband shortly right after. I'm telling you, I have not been married in a very long time, and I left my husband in the 90s, a long time ago. But I'm just gonna it took me forever to get this book worked out and get it to where it needed to be to publish. So I wrote it in a month flat, but you know what? There's a lot of editing that goes into writing books and all that kind of stuff. So I basically just, took my time. And I think everyone should be able to take their time. Not all the time in the world, because obviously that's too much. But, I had a life in between there. So actually, the thing about this book is I actually just kind of set it to the side because I would send out my poems, and I don't know. Some publishers liked them, and some just marked certain things that needed to be changed or whatever. But when I actually got this thing together and started really working on it and editing it, and when Uber's was up, Ubers.com, for all of you who know what kind of site that was a site where you could put your like poetry and your writings up, and you could pick up a literary agent or a publisher. And I think the first publisher that ever read my work asked me if I had an MFA. And I thought, no, because I didn't finish college. MFA is a master's in fine art, which, hell, sometimes the easiest way to earn a degree is to live. You know what I'm saying? For all those who don't have a degree, know that. For some of you who have went to college and you can't find a job afterwards, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes living is the best degree you can get, because it gives you the experience you need to live life and to make good decisions. Now, I'm not down in college because I think college is important. But if my children came to me and said, hey, Mom, I don't want to go to college, I want to go to, do graphics or whatever, I would say, fine. I would say whatever makes you happy. So let's read this poem. And, can you believe that? So a publisher asked me if I had an MFA. You know what? I should lie and say, yes, of course I have an MFA. Lovely. Yes, I do. So maybe my book would have already been out there to the market by now. Yeah. I'm serious. Publish it. For all those who do not know, the publishing industry is a cutthroat place. It's as cutthroat as the music industry. And some people don't know that. They think, oh, it's easy. It's self-published or whatever. You know what? Not easy. Not even self-publishing is easy. You have to work at it. And I got a thing on my screen. Hold on, sorry. But anyway, not easy. It takes a lot of hard work. So who knows? Maybe when I finish catching up my kids and doing everything I need, and maybe I will go back and get my MFA and say, look, mofo, I have my MFA. Maybe I'll just have it to have something on my wall and say, look, I accomplished it, whether you like it or not. I did it. Am I worthy now of your snobbery of poetry? And a lot of people are snobby in poetry. I don't know why the hell people are. You know what? You can be a great poet and not be a fucking snob. How many times have you heard a professor's poem, right? Right? And they have them on, they do certain professors, they're like, ooh, they're a great poet, right? And you listen to their poem and you're like, what the fuck is that? And I do. I do listen to certain people's poems. And if it hits the mainstream, yeah, I do read it. And I just go, yeah, really. If you're a great poet, you strike a nerve when someone reads your poetry. Now, it doesn't necessarily happen with every poem. But yeah, you hit a nerve. You write something that someone wants to talk about, or someone writes you back and says, wow, that's great. That really made my day that you sent that to me. That's the best kind of compliments I get, really, is when I send my friends poetry. My poetry that I've written, or a quote that I've written, and they say, you know what, that's great. I really love it. Or, that made my day. Or thank you so much for sending me that video that you did. That makes my day. And you know what? That's the way it should be. That's what makes me happy. So for all of you who do that and leave me comments and, add a little bit to my day and make me happier and send me those internet hugs and all that internet love, thank you so much. It does make my day. And I love you all. I really do. I love you all. All right, so let's read this poem. And I'll tell you why I came up with the name. Although I do know a few people it's going to piss off. I'll probably have nightmares about it. And, I've been having nightmares about certain things. Oh, my God. I'm not going into it on this channel. But, I've been having certain nightmares about certain people reading my poems. And then I'll wake up and say, I think, oh my God, fuck, where are they on the internet? How can I block them? Oh my God. Isn't that terrible? Oh my goodness. So, I get this. I'm filming during the daytime, so that's why you can see me good. Although I do look very bad right now because I had a CAT scan and they gave me all this damn lemonade, and look at this shit. Look at this. Can you see that? No, you see my elbow. Turn your arm here. Ah, there it is. See that crap? Don't even want to discuss it. Don't even want to discuss it. All right. I think on the NutraSuit they put in the lemonade I had to drink today at like the hospital, it made me fucking high. Really, seriously, because I don't drink chemicals and shit. And anyway, seriously. Okay, let's read this poem, shall we? Drenching my spirit clean. The unrelenting rainfall has flooded my eyes. Unconsciously, I swept him beneath the rug, anticipating that perhaps his memory would evaporate as the precocious morning mist. Moth-eaten and deteriorating, I don't devise why. An astonishing strangeness dilated from within, more potent than any demigod can manifest to be. Telepathy, forged an unbreakable covenant. Lechery was not at all my greatest dread. Redemption sought me rigorously. The truth I faithfully desired to utter, and denying you was the hardest thing I ever had to do. And that is Drenching My Spirit Clean. So I do remember why I wrote the title to this. You know, as I've said, I wrote this book when I did leave my ex-husband. This was a long time ago in the 90s. I know I don't look my age, but trust me, I am 39. It's on my driver's license. And when I left him, he was always trying to lead me in directions I didn't necessarily want to go in, and maybe that's because I was too young to just say no. And you know, I always knew what I wanted to do. I always knew I wanted to be a poet and a writer. But I think when you're young, sometimes you end up making decisions that don't necessarily lead you in the direction you want to go into. So when I left him, I felt free. I felt like I could breathe again, you know. And he always hung out with these very grungy ass people. There were only 2 people he ever hung out with that were decent, good people that I really liked. But you know, he was into drugs and whatnot, and mostly just pot. But later in years, he got into other stuff. So, which if you're around someone who is into pot and they get into heavier drugs, especially if they're just smoking it to get high, you know, for God's sakes, get the hell away from them. Because it will eventually lead to them being around other people who are doing other drugs. And that's exactly what happened. It did lead to him being around other people who were into heavier drugs. And you know, I just felt like I wasn't grungy anymore. Like I didn't have to deal with all these grungy, druggy people, you know. And I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. You know, I drink occasionally, but you know, I haven't been drinking a good long while because of my blood pressure. So if I drink, I have 1 or 2 drinks, and that's it. Because alcoholism runs in my family, and it runs rampant. So that's as much as I drink. I mean, I have a bottle of Kahlua sitting on top of my fridge that, you know, Brianne's dad brought over, and you know, it's still in the brown paper bag, and it's on top of my fridge. And I probably won't touch it for another 6 months because I don't drink that often. And if I'm having medical problems like I have now, I don't touch anything. You know, if it's something I have to take, like you know, I have to take my asthma medicine, right? I'll take it. Blood pressure stuff right now. I have to take my blood pressure medicine, you know, things like that. You know, but I don't touch drugs or things like that, and I don't think anyone else should, you know. But concerning medical marijuana, I do support that, and I'll tell you why. Because I have such severe back problems, and I have for years, and it's kind of been catching up with me lately. I think it's been made worse by the hernia I have. Because Joe is my chiropractor, and he's a good friend of mine. God, I've known him for about 16 years. But he adjusted me. He said, "Karen, your back's all twisted to hell and back," you know. And it was. He worked on it a good long while last week. So, you know, if worse comes to worse, and because I have arthritis and I have scoliosis in my back and things of that nature, if worse came to worse, and all that was left for me to take, and nothing else worked, because I can only take 1 painkiller. And that's Ultram. That's it. That's all I can take. I'm allergic to NSAIDs and aspirin and all that kind of stuff. And if that's all that was left for me to take medical marijuana, hell yeah, I'd want to take it. Because let me tell you, there are days when I wake up screaming bloody murder out of bed. So, yeah, that's the one thing I do support, and I support it for cancer patients wholeheartedly. My mom had leukemia, and by God, if there's nothing else she could take, that's all she could take to eat. I'd want her to take it. No matter who you are. If you're sick and that's all you can take is medical marijuana to eat, for God's sakes, take it. I do support it. And I will support it because, I've lived in pain my whole life. And I've had arthritis, God, ever since I was a kid. I was going to school one day. And I was eating, and we lived about 15 minutes away from school. But I was eating, and I froze like this, literally froze, and I had to scream for my mom, and I was froze. I was locked from arthritis, literally locked. And my mom had to pick me up, take me to the hospital, and wheel me in a wheelchair. And they probably gave me steroids and ibuprofen, but back then I didn't have asthma, so I wasn't allergic to aspirin, but now I am. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that poem, and for God's sakes, if you're around someone who's just drug into drug and they're not taking something for pain, like, medical marijuana or something like that, and they're just, drugging a drug, get the hell away from them. Get away from them, because it will lead to other things. And I'm not joking. I've seen it before. I love you all, and blessings to you all. And if I feel better, I will upload more to this channel and to the other channel. But I really have to watch what I do with this hernia right now. I have to be very careful because of the it's elevating my blood pressure. I have to be very careful right now. So that means I can't sit too long, and sometimes it means I have to lay down and fix my hernia. And when I was on high blood pressure medicine, it makes me very tired, like knocking me out tired, where I don't remember I fell asleep type of thing. So I'll do the best I can. But hopefully I'll have surgery after May 2nd. I'm going back to see the surgeon, and I'll probably be sent to the heart doctor after that, and then probably going to surgery after that. So maybe 2-3 more weeks, and that's it. Maybe I'll be back to normal. I don't know. I don't know. God willing, So anyway, I love you all. Blessings to you all. Bye.